In today's video, we're talking about a crime in Arizona that's called organized retail theft. This is a little bit different than regular shoplifting, but it's essentially shoplifting. If it helps you to think about it, you can think of it as organized shoplifting, but it's basically taking property from a store without paying for it, doing something that seems like you've organized it a little bit. You've planned ahead, you had an intention to go in and take something. You've orchestrated it a little bit more than you might an otherwise just a regular shoplifting charge. So let's look at the statute. Where do we find it? It's A.R.S. 13-1819. If you put that into Google, you'll find a crime under Arizona law that's called organized retail theft. And so let's look at what that means, and then we'll see what level penalty it is at the end of the video. So first and foremost, organized retail theft. This happens, you can be charged with this whether you're acting alone or whether you're acting in conjunction with another. So because it's organized, it doesn't mean that you have a whole team of people going in. You can be charged with this if you're doing this alone. So it's one of these two different items. So even if you're acting alone and you remove merchandise without paying for it with the intent to resell it or trade the item for other money or for something else of value. So you're taking property, there's some intention that you're going to be reselling it or you're going to be exchanging it with somebody else for either money or for something of value. You're exchanging goods and you're getting value out of that. So that's one way to do it. The other way that we see it a lot is if somebody goes into a store and they use an artifice, an instrument, a container, a device, or an article to facilitate the removal of merchandise. So a lot of the times we'll see this where people are using bags with foil on the inside of it to beat security devices, or there's many other ways that people will go in with scissors, or they will go with devices that they can use to remove security features from certain products. That will be considered to be organized retail theft. Now, it's using one of these devices in the promotion of taking the merchandise out of the store without paying for it. That's going to also be considered organized retail theft. So this really escalates a regular shoplifting charge, which is going to be a misdemeanor in Arizona. This is going to turn it into a felony, just due to the fact that you have intent to resell it or to exchange it for value, or if you're using some sort of device to take that property, take that merchandise out. It indicates that you've thought this through, you've organized it, you've got a plan. You go into the store with a plan because you're going to use a bag or you're going to use something to remove the security device. You're going to do something, therefore it's organized. Now, a lot of the times we'll see this tacked on where there's multiple people involved in the actual incident, or when it's added on to other shoplifting charges. So they'll tack on multiple charges. But in Arizona, this is a fairly serious charge. It's a class 4 felony. Okay, which means it's not the lowest level felony that exists. Shoplifting would be a misdemeanor in most cases unless the value is over a certain threshold, but it can turn it from a regular shoplifting charge into a class 4 felony. As a reminder, in Arizona, we have 6 classifications of felony offenses. Class 1 is the most serious, Class 6 is the least serious, so a Class 4 is kind of right there in the middle. If you've been charged with organized retail theft, it's a serious offense. You want to make sure you have good representation as you're going through the court process, because there is a lot at stake, especially if you have any prior felonies on your record. So give our office a call. We offer free case evaluations. We'll have you come in, we'll sit down, we'll review the facts of your case, we'll look at your background, we'll make sure you have a good plan moving forward so that this does not impact you as harshly as they might otherwise like it to. Give us a call. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks for watching.